morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my fellow chingus. Welcome to another episode of Chimaek Hangout, where we discover and discuss on fresh K-pop goodness from music to food. This show is recorded on 3rd of July 2020. You're with me, Zaito, and Lucas. Oh my god, Lucas isn't here. What happened? Well, for you guys, Lucas currently he has some personal issue, so he won't be joining us for this podcast and possible the next podcast as well. So this is currently the status that we are having for the next 2 weeks. He may possible not be joining us next week as well. So this is a heads up for you guys. So, yep, let's move on. But before I proceed to the whole show of today, do check out Chimaek Hangout on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and possible your other favorite podcast platform. And just a heads up for you guys once more. Well, this week is just some changes as I mentioned. Lucas isn't here, so we do not want to proceed much with the others. But don't worry, this week is all about sizzling music. So instead of comparing two, we're gonna add up one more just for you guys to listen to. And before I move on, this is something we'll be discussing next week, and we'll be going further on discovery of other than K-pops, the Korean culture of the entertainment, the foods, and everything. So stay tuned. Next week we'll be doing that, a short episodes specifically for that, as well as we will be looking into old K-pop classics. Oh yes, it means you're going into the back into the past, or should I say back to the future, to see all those music that we have already missed, or we want to reminisce with all of it again once more. Alright, so for today, I would just recommend to you guys King of Masked Singer. This is one of the music show that we'll be discussing in the future, but for now, I'll be leaving a link in the description in our YouTube channel, that is, or should I say this podcast, about one specifically cover song, Tableau Tomorrow. Who is the singer? Then you need to check out the video to know. But it sounds so good that I'm surprised. But sadly, we missed the timing to actually cover this song. I wanted to cover, but we did not have the time because there are too many good songs. Maybe we'll cover it in short podcast, that is, in the future. We will see how it goes. But for now, today's episode is all about a sizzling music special, or should I say Sizzling Versus special. So who we have in here will be Hwasa's Maria, Sunmi's Pporappippam, Pporappippam. Should I say it that way? Pporappippam. Either one way or another. Oh my goodness. Or I think I need to sing it in order to go get it the right tone. Pporappippam. I think that's the correct one. And lastly, we have Blackpink. How you like that? So we have these 3 songs here to entertain you guys for this week. So without further ado, we're gonna start with the first one. So the first one that we'll be going into will be Hwasa. So as a short intro, Hwasa debuted in the group Mamamoo on 2014 in RBW label, and so far as a solo she had already won 2 music shows for previous song tweet, as well as award for Song of the Year for the month February 2019 this year on Gayo Chart Music Award. Although this is a short thing, but at least there are some achievements from the previous song as well, which is very very good. And if we go into this first solo album, wow, I can say just wow. She has already recorded so many, well, I can say she has already hit so many records, I can say it that way, right? One of it will be recorded number 1 in iTunes Top Album Chart in 20 regions. To name a few that we well known will be United States, Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, and even Turkey. And there are many more to that as well. As I mentioned, there are 20 regions. And this is, well, basically just a few days ago. Furthermore, Hwasa has become the first female Korean solo artist to top the US iTunes charts top album. Oh my god. This is just... I just require applause to this. Yeah, we need to give her applause. Without applause, this can't do well. This is really needed, and wow, that's all I can say. And if we go into a little bit more into the lyrics, musics, as well as the music videos, I have something to say. So don't bash me too hard if you are listening to this and you love this song. However, before I say anything, this song can basically be said as a produce of a bare fruit of Hwasa's sweat and tears, where she described it like a diary that contains the emotion she felt as a 26 years old. It's like something about, how should I say it, a compress of, or should I say a crystallization of her sweat and tears that she shed during those times into basically this song itself. So, well, I do look forward to it with that description. However, I will say this first. The lyrics itself is really something as how she described. It's to remind her always to be true to herself because she's already beautiful. As you know, Hwasa did receive quite a lot of bashing, anti-fans, and so on. Pretty much a lot of those kind of things. And with these words, when I look into the lyrics itself, it has the meaning of, basically in the beginning, the intro, I have an upset stomach from getting sworn at so much. That's just the beginning of the bashing. And next, even if I'm sad, what can I do? What can I do really? You all work hard hating, you knock me down, does that fit you? Seriously, just a dish in the beginning to all those anti-fans and all those hate messages. I love this kind of music in the beginning, and it is just so loving. Another point that I look into this is, what do I do about being lonely? I'm even soloed the hate. I don't even have the strength to be angry. She's already gone through the stage of all idols that I've gone through. They have already getting, like, I should say, fed up with all these hits. Even as a normal human being, we have limits, and they are human beings as well. And their tolerance to this kind of things must be higher as an idol that is. Because they're doing this every day. They're receiving hate message every day. So with that saying, this is just a reminder. Maybe I should say a song that can remind her that always to be who she is. Don't get distracted by all these things, because she is beautiful as who she is. As how she said, Maria, these are the words for you. It's shining night, don't bother me. Oh Maria, they are words for you. Why you're struggling? You are already beautiful. These words, I would say one thing as a short motto for the show that I always keep is, be true to yourself, be at sight, and achieve your dreams, and don't get ignored. That's one of the things I usually say, and this is one of the description that match the most to what I will usually think of. And that's also a motto I live with. Although you will get lazy along the way of your journey, it's okay to take a rest, but do remember that you're doing all of this just to achieve what you want in the future. Rest in the between, it's okay. Taking a longer time to reach there, it's okay. As long as you reach the ending line, you are the best. That's as much as I can say. As how I describe these lyrics is. However, if we move into the music videos and the MV itself, oh, I have a lot of things to say. First of all, I just give you guys the positive side of this. the MV and the music video's tone describe more of the lyrics. It matched so well. It matched so well that I can't say any more to it. It is just a very, very good song to match it. However, like I said, for this song, in the beginning, if we follow by the MV, it is like in the beginning it's showing a representative of hits and herself being materialistic and a beauty to catch those hearts by getting more hits instead. It means like how she actually dressed due to actually the, how should I say, the makeup artist. Those are the person who actually dress her. But with her way of dressing, she getting more hits, although it is something to attract more fans, but goes on the cons instead. And another point is putting on an act just to impress and satisfy other people, which could drive oneself crazy. This is something that actually described on the MV itself. She actually went a little bit like crazy with the outfit, everything. You can see like she went mad already because of how she need to act in front of people just to avoid the hits. So pretty much the MV can be described stage by stage of how she actually break through to be herself and avoid these hits, or should I say ignore these hits itself. So this is how the song goes. But on the other hand, when we look into the music, I can say first of all, the tone of the music sounds something like Britney Spears music, the early 20s music. Well, basically this is in the first half of the song. While on the second half, it is more like a little bit feeling of Latino songs, something like that, which I don't really hate. I prefer the second half of the song with the lyrics and how it's shot. But on the first part of the song, I don't really like it at all. Although the music sounds good, but it does not fit the tone of the lyrics together. I know this song already reached record for number 1 in iTunes top albums. It is a beautiful and meaningful album. However, for me, the music itself is the down part of this. Although I like the second half that is. So pretty much to say, this song is, if you sum up everything, it is just above average for me. For the particular song, I haven't listened to the whole album, so I will give that a chance and maybe I'll come back with a new update of my feedback on this. But for now, this song only, Maria, is just above average. It's good that she achieved what she achieved, but it's not good enough for me, that is. But I just like to mention to Momos out there, I think the OT4 part in the end of the MV is a beautiful touch for you guys. So enjoy those parts, as I wish I could get to see those kind of things in other groups. We rarely get to see these kind of things where it actually describing a meaningful song and ending it with someone that supports you. That's what I actually get from the last part of the OT4s. And anyone guys who do not know OT4s, Google them. If you are a true K-pop fans, you understand what I'm saying, alright? Alright, so, I'm doing this alone. It's quite tiring. I haven't been talking so much for a while now. Wow! And if I'm talking too fast, just let me know, because this is how I actually talk. Alright, so let's move on to the next song. The next song we're going to is Sunmi. Sunmi history. Let's get over with this, alright? This is a little bit long that I can say I can summarize it pretty good, I guess. Anyway, Sunmi debuted on 2007 in JYP Entertainment as a member of the girl group Wonder Girls. Nobody but you. I go. Maybe I should get some laughter. Anyway, she actually took around a 3 years gap after a recent time where the Wonder Girls were actually got disbanded. where she actually tried to pursue her academic career for around 3 years, but she resumed her career as a soloist on 2013, which by that time she joined Make Us Entertainment later on. She has already been awarded as Artist of the Year for the month of August 2019 this year on Gayo Chart Music for the digital single La La Le. And we shall go into the Purple Night song. That's what's the meaning of Pporappippam. That's the meaning of the title itself. And to start with that, she actually did a TikTok challenge just for this before releasing the album. This is actually a good move. Well, basically we have seen a few other groups, girl groups, boy groups that actually did this, and it's a nice way to actually approach it. So I won't say much. This is actually a good way to promote your songs, or you should say your comeback, before you release the song. It's a way to actually tease your fans. So in the future, anyone out there who want to do something like this, you can actually do this kind of challenge. It will be a good way to actually have something to keep them preoccupied before you release the song. So this is my point of view as a business student. So any one of you who do not know, I just graduated recently. If you do not know, you can listen to my previous podcast, or should I say our previous podcast, that I actually announced I graduated from my master's studies. Another time for me! Yeah, baby! Anyway, this song is just a very, very good song. I'll say that much. And why I say this song is actually meaningful as well, because initially for this album, or should I say for this song, the main song, the title songs, she was working on another songs. But in the midst of weighing the recent real world incidents of the pandemic, Sunmi actually wanted to find a way to deliver a sense of relief and escape for the fans. Basically not the fans, even for me. Although I live in Malaysia, which is just the whole year round summer, but for her to actually release a song on summer, it is just a specific time. Where basically this song, if you want to describe it in a way, it is to actually that sense of excitement when you are watching the sky while having a cup of tea at a cafe, thinking, reminiscing about the old past, those kind of things. So that is as much I can say on this itself. And wow, I have no idea what to say to this, but this song is just, well, if you want to describe in a way, I'll say this in the music itself. In the music, the song shows purple. Basically, a purple represents the violet color sky itself, where, how should I put in words? Make her feel a sense of undefined, of love and joy, but also because she thought of the color purple best describe her. And this sense of music is in a 70s style pop music. For me, that is, it maybe it's a mix, but overall it sounds like a 70s style music for me. It sounds very, very well, but in other ways, it also sounds very, very poppy. It's not bought in a way that she has something to give. At the same time, something looks quite kind of funny as well. So it feels kind of very, very nice to actually watch it, to be honest. And moving into the song itself, it is a summer party song when it comes to the MV and lyrics. So this time I'm twisting around. Basically, the music itself has the color of purple. Why I say the color of purple is what she likes. And in the way, the tone of the music is 70s music, as I mentioned earlier, which, well, it sounds good to me for the tone. However, for the MV and lyrics, basically, this song represents a summer party songs with the music video, so many people, and with an imagination of young partiers having a blast around the beach of bonfire with fireworks, which could not happen this year due to the pandemic, especially in Korea. But before we go into more further into MV, we will look into the lyrics. The lyrics itself, I can skip everything because it is just talking about party, about drinking. But one thing is, that is about love. This is one of, I could say as a solo, her first love song in a way. Because in the end, they talk about drinking, partying, in the end, a kiss. Will you just wrap around me and kiss me? That pretty much, it is also showing in the MV, which show it in the way she's attacking the male party, I guess, during the party. So it looks kind of, oh yes. But in another way, it is just giving us the hype, the fun, as well as the surreal surrounding that should have in party for young partiers especially, which basically is not happening as I mentioned earlier, but in a way it is also showing a lot of parts. And if we move on into the MV, this match all of it so well that I have one last thing to actually say to this. That is, for this MV itself, the meaning is very deep, especially when I mentioned on the beginning and the ending where she's lying on the bed, or should I say the mattress beside the beach. Damn, that thing when it happens, I have nothing to say because it is something that you can say she is showing the difference between reality and dream. So this is just to show you, the reality is you are in our reality, our current situation in the pandemic, but in your dream, anything can happen. And for her, it is the party during this summer. And that's what she actually wants to describe to all her fans, to anyone who listen to a song. We can't do it right now, but you can imagine it happening and you can make it a reality if you want, basically in your own living space, I guess, in a way. So, woo! And not to forget, before I end this portion, she was actually surprised. This is during the interview. Why I add this on is because we have Hwasa that we have already discussed on earlier. We have Chonghwa, and later on we have Chung Eun-jae, which we will describe, or should I say discuss in the future. Wow, doesn't that mean that we have a month full of female solo artists taking over the music show stages? Quite a lot. Wow. My god. Oh my goodness gracious. There are so many. Yeah, okay, we have 4 right now, but we will have more. I do not know what to say then. This is just undescribable. But anyway, we will take a short break right now, and we'll be right back with the last song, which is Blackpink. And we will end the show with that later on, with knowing who wins. For me, that is, in my opinion, which is the best song among these 3. That I can say a song that I'll put inside my playlist actually. So a song that I'll be listening every single day. And this is how we actually decide on each of our Sizzling Versus. So anyway, going into a short break, let's listen to Lucas' voice since he's not here today. Let's go!
guys like what you're listening to, please do follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page. Links are in the description, and let's move on to part 2.
Welcome back, guys, to Chimaek Hangout episode 9 part 2 with Blackpink, which debuted on 2016 under YG Entertainment. They have so far won 2 music shows for their previous song Kill This Love, as well as won multiple awards locally in Korea, as well as the international stage for the year 2019 and 2020. I do not want to say what because you can just basically go to their Wikipedia and there are a bunch of articles for you to check on it. So just check on those. I won't say much because the song of today for Blackpink has too many achievements that I need to go through. That pretty much I can say it is really overloaded compared to the award they won, which can be say big. But I think this is one of their biggest songs because the new pre-release single, How You Like That, has already taken the stage of US through the Tonight Show as their comeback stage. And with that, pretty much the most viewed premiere video, 1.65 million views on YouTube itself. This is just freaking hell. As well as, not to forget, recorded as the most #1 song for iTunes under girl groups, fastest Korean song to certify 2 times platinum in QQ Music's, the highest number of unique listeners in the first hour on Melon for girl group songs, and first K-pop girl group to debut on the Flow chart after the reform of the charts. So to any of the guys of you, Flow has actually made some changes to their calculation in their charts for the ranking itself. So as you guys know, quite a lot of charts, or should I say websites that actually do some music chartings, have already reformed in the recent years, or should I say within this year and last year. So Flow has one of the much more strict rules compared to others, I guess, if I remember correctly, that is. Wow, this is just impressive. And to add on more, this pre-release single has already broken and created a few new Guinness World Record. One of it will be most viewed YouTube video in the first 24 hours, most viewed music video on YouTube in the first 24 hours, as well as most viewed YouTube music video in the first 24 hours by a K-pop group. So all of these are recorded in the Guinness World Record. I think we should be released next year for the book 2020. So if you guys who are a fan of Blackpink, well, you can pretty much get the book. They will at least have at least 1 full page or maybe 2 pages just talking about this. And for this to say, with 86.3 million views in the first day of release, wow. Following with the three records that has been mentioned, it's already beat the previous record holder, which is BTS, together with a US singer, if I remember correctly. And not to forget this, YouTube actually certified on the live premium for that. So another 2 more, which is most viewed for the premiere of a video as well as a music video on YouTube. This is 5 new Guinness record for Blackpink. And this is something that was released a few days ago, where the song, their pre-release single How You Like That, have already reached a PAK, or should I say perfect all kill on all charts. So as you guys know, Flow is very hard to get #1, and with that we have a perfect all kill after so long. Because not only for me, who is a once with twice. It's been a long time since we see a perfect all kills. I think maybe BTS, when BTS come out, they may have a perfect all kill again. But for me, within girl groups, I think this is basically, as I mentioned, the first. Wow. Good. So moving on to the next one. And this is also recently with that, the most viewed, what we are talking about, the most viewed of the music video, it is already surpassed 100 million views. I want a 100 million views. I can see it is just about like in the future, a distant future for me to happen if I am going to get something like that. Which I go work hard for it. If it's possible. Come, someone give me a kiss. Oh, thank you. But anyway, this song itself have already reached 100 million views, which pretty much has already taken the first place within 1 day and 8 hours, and I forgot the minutes, but basically 1 day and 8 hours to sum up, which already beaten BTS Boy With Love, which took about 13 hours and 38 minutes to reach. So 8 hours, guys. 8 hours. That's freaking one half of your day of being in school, I guess, or being in work. Yes, that'll be much more accurate, being in work. So 8 hours you being in work, they have already reached the top. Wow. Famous idols really have a lot of things, huh? Anyway, with that, we will move on into the lyrics itself. So this is where we are done with the achievement. We are done with impressing with all of what Blackpink has already achieved, and get into a much more serious part of this podcast. This is what this podcast is about. And first of all is the lyrics. For this, the lyrics, there are so many parts. I feel like I should just highlight a few of it, because this song itself have already been separated into a few. So I'm just gonna talk about a few parts. Maybe just a description for you and me to understand what this song is about. And first of all, to tell you, this is about themselves. It means the girls of Blackpink. This is also about a love story. Two ways. Two of it that is happening in here. So in the beginning, I crumble before your eyes, hit rock bottom and sunk deeper. I'm going to grab the last bit of hope, even if I reach out with both of my hands. This description, this verse itself is talking about a relationship where it's sunk too deep. So even though it is just a little bit of hope, they're clinging on from that basically hope to move on from that toxic by saying, even if I reach out with both of my hands. So they're just saying that the person before them is the source of their last hope, and they're ready to give 100% all of their things, which could be referring to the haters they have, always trying to bring them down. Maybe their fans who adore them as their last hope. They are referring to the fans, everyone in the industry who are good to them as their last hope, even though they need to reach both their hands out just to get away from this toxic itself. So in a way, it is showing a love story. Also, they're describing themselves in a way as well. So this is just the first verse only, and it's really this deep. And if we follow on with the next part, which is the pre-chorus, again, in such a dark place, light up the sky. When looking into your eyes, I kiss you goodbye. Laugh at me while you can, because it's my turn. 1, 2, 3. So this pre-chorus, it can be say like getting up, trying to transform into something much better to fight, which lead them to a much more secure and honor, because they know they have their worth up there, even though there's so many hits in there. But at the same time, they're trying to say that they will make their own way, they'll take control. So they will say that goodbye to their past. It means goodbye to these freaking haters, goodbye to whatever in the past that have happened, the scandals, whatever. They will have a new start, a new beginning for themselves. Which I can say is true. It's very, very true. Especially with how they actually shown themselves after the debut in US. It is whole new thing. It's so massive. And I can see why US market is so good, in a way that in the past JYP tried to approach it but stopped in the middle and focus more on Japan, is how I view it, that is in the current space. But for YG, they have always focused on USA. So, well, Blackpink is one of the maybe the first group to successfully do it. And this is just describing their story, as well as another part is a love story of talking about saying goodbye to old love, a toxic relationship. Another way is talking about them. And another thing I can actually say for this part is actually pre-chorus in the bottom. In such a dark place, shine like the star. With the smile on my face, I will kiss you goodbye. Laugh at me once more. The same thing happens again. Which before that, there is a part that I actually forgot to mention. I remember this part is from Lisa in the bottom verse, if I'm not mistaken, the second verse. Plain Jane, get hijacked, don't like me. Pretty much is referring to something like they're saying themselves as something like a average girl, and this average girl is trying to do something much more different, giving a 10 out of 10 to do it, to make it what is theirs, to make themselves special, I guess, in a way. So during those times, then you see those dark places, those this is getting so dark, this song. I feel so awkward discussing this. Anyway, with that said, and I mention once more, in such a dark place, shines like the star. With the smile on your face, I'll kiss you goodbye. Laugh at me while you still can, because it's my turn. 1, 2, 3. In this portion itself, although it is a repeat like I mentioned just now, before that, with the explanation going into this, it's pretty much they said they are freeing themselves from this such a dark place, shine like a star. She's pretty much in a love way. She's trying to go into something new and taking a revenge to whoever is doing this to them, and returning the favor to whoever that is trying to help her, or basically a revenge to whoever is hurting her, in a way. Another one that actually give, and I should say support on this, is actually the last part, where the day I went down with my wings lost, those dark days when I was trapped, you should have ended me when you still have a chance. Basically, dude, they are able, or should I say they successfully taken over their revenge. However, they just giving a message to all those haters. And this is something that's also shown in the MV itself, which I will explain later on, showing that if you hate us so much, you should do your best not to give us a chance to rise again. But they did not. They pretty much, the company counters in a way, and they're not able to bring up more proof to take down this girl group. In a way, this song is describing a war between fans, haters, and the girl group itself. I have no idea to say. This is just freaking so dark. So with this, I'm very, very respectful. Whoever who wrote these lyrics in here understand their girls' hardship a lot. This does not only representing Blackpink. It represents boy group, girl group, solos, anyone who is in the entertainment industry. So, wow. This song itself, I can say it is like a shotgun. Like a shotgun that's just freaking just shooting on haters out there. Congrats, you got shot. Oh yes. Multi-shots, guys. Multi-shots. And lastly, this is something very, very funny when I realized inside the lyrics is, look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. You know what's the last word? It's Superman. Which they actually include it in this song in a way that saying that bring out the boss. They are saying that, come on, we are not down. We have already grown stronger. Come at us. This is a very nice way to describe it. Haters, you got shot. Fans, congrats. Your girls are so strong. Non-fans and K-pop fans out there, we have our respect for them. This is just very, very good. I have no idea what to say to this more. This is just a very, very good song to that. Although, if we go into the MV and the music itself, I will say one thing. For the MV and the music, top notch. Visual, background, musics. But I'll just say one thing. The music itself, I love how the music goes, except for a few parts with the lyrics, is the tone of the music sound very, very familiar. If I can remember correctly, I think it is 21's I'm the Best, with the tempo slowed down. There is a similarity to that, but if the tempo you slow down, it sounds very, very similar. Maybe because both songs are written by Teddy, if I remember correctly. I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but it has the same tempo to it, which I do not know what to say. And one more thing I'm very, very surprised for the MV itself is the edit that's needed for the background scene, especially, are kept at the minimum. It means everything are actually built up physically. Most of it, I'll say. And the edit to most of the parts are very, very minimum that I'm very, very impressed. This is what I call a rich man MV production. It looks so nice, it looks so real, but edit is needed is very, very little. So this is what we call a rich man MV in real life. Another way we call it a digital will be something like Twice More and More. That one is more to a digital, since only most parts they are using a lot of CGI to it. So that's also another rich man MV. Big company, big budget, rich man production, I guess. Anyway, if we go into the overall of the music, the MV itself, I will say that this song is a push and pull song. With the lyrics that way, we break down it, but as overall, it is a push and pull song. As you can say, like, it's using the line, which I hate the most actually. How you like that? And look at you, now look at me. These two actually are parts that I hate in the song. And with it sounds like it's out of the place. It shouldn't be in there. It breaks the flow in a way, which surprised me, because I'm used to listening to a nice flow song, or it go high tempo then low tempo in a way that it is still transiting in a good way. But this song is going up, then going down, going up, then going down. Seems like the rap part is more than the singing. But when I say it's a push and pull song, it's because in a way it's lowering my expectation of the songs with those words and a mono set of music, which is like a straightforward tone. Like, look at you, how you like that? Look at you, then look at me. Look at you, then look at me. Simple as that. But then the pull comes again with the rap, with the sing. In a way, it's so addictive that you hate some part of the song, but as overall, you still love the song. That's as much as I can say to it. This song itself is so impressive that the first time I listened to it, I hate it. The second time I listened to it, I say, this is kind of good. Third time I listened to it, I'm impressed with how it is done. So this song is in my playlist, so I'll just say it now. This is basically the top number one between these three. And before I move on with who is number 2 and number 3, I'll say one thing for the MV. This is something that for Korean, it is an opinion that they don't really like, which is modernized hanbok. If you realize in the MV, in the ending, all of them are wearing something like a modernized fashion of a hanbok that is redesigned. I actually like it. I like it so much because the way they wear this hanbok is representing Korea itself. As since the debut performance, they are wearing it during the Tonight Show. Basically, this is the Tonight Show at home edition. With them wearing it, it looks so nice. The design is so good, but a lot of people are saying that hanbok shouldn't be that. Original hanbok has been changed so much, it's already destroying their culture in a way, that way of their saying. But I'll just say, hanbok is always hanbok. How it looks, maybe some people will have a different opinion about it. They say that, oh, it looks too, how should I say, looks too less clothes. But actually, the original has already a full clothes covering the whole body. In that way, yes, it's true, I will agree. But for this point, this is something that they're showing the world that this is a traditional clothing, but in a way that we are changing it to fit everyone. Even if hanbok, or should I say the clothing of Korea that have been modernized and looks nice, why not wear it? Spread it. It will look so good. Although some people may disagree, I would say our listeners in here will not agree with this if you're Korean. If you do have a chance, or maybe you have a clothing with a hanbok itself, just a logo, a picture, you still wear it. People won't say anything as long as it looks original, but when it's changed up, this has been going on since a very long time. So I do not know what to say. I should put an end to a topic here, and I would like to say Blackpink, How You Like That is my top number 1 song I'll put in my playlist, followed by Sunmi's Pporappippam, Purple Nights. That was a nice classic. However, for Hwasa Maria isn't my type, so I'm not gonna put that in my playlist. So for Sizzling Versus, the top number 1 is Blackpink. Congrats to them. Anyway, with that, this is pretty much, I can say it all. If you're staying until so long, thank you guys for listening. With that, I'll just give you guys a short teaser of what's gonna happen on the next episode once more. We are gonna have a short episode, not about K-pop only. It's about variety shows, foods, finally it comes, and back to the future, or should I say the past K-pop musics. So stay tuned for that. We will be recording that if Lucas is back, or you'll be listening to me again. And with that, be excited, challenge yourself, as everyone have a different timing when it comes to dreams. So with that, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're watching from YouTube, and follow us on our podcast channels out there, and do leave us a comment on our Apple Podcast. I will check on that. And that's all then for today. With that, annyeong guys, see you next time.